Never get involved with older leftover women. Today I'm going to analyze why. First, the advantages of older leftover women are obvious. They are mature, sensible, independent, and straightforward. With just one look, they can tell what you're thinking. They can have great conversations with you, and sometimes you may even feel like you've met your soulmate. In short, this kind of mature, understanding woman is very easy to fall in love with. It's easy for you to feel physical attraction toward her. But the disadvantages of older leftover women are just too obvious. They are materialistic and selfish. No matter how wealthy she is, she won't spend a penny on a man. She will say, "It's because I've been hurt in the past that I am this way, so you have to pay the price for the mistakes of her lost youth. As long as you're with her, you must take full responsibility for her life." Such women are extremely selfish, materialistic, and self-satisfied. Since the rise of the internet in recent years, leftover women have lost any sense of inferiority. Fed by endless chicken soup for the soul type content, they have become like old pigeons living only in empty fantasies. Once you get close, you'll realize that age is actually the least of their problems. They can infuriate you, act immaturely in both words and actions, and be extremely arrogant. Older leftover men are usually just poor, stingy, low in emotional intelligence, and bad at conversation. But older leftover women? You can't even imagine the bizarre ways of thinking they might have. Have you ever met an older leftover woman? Share your thoughts in the comments. I was born in 1986, the year of the tiger. I'm 40 years old this year. Single, unmarried, living alone. I've never been married and I have no children. Recently, many people have sent me private messages, all asking me the same question. "You don't look bad, so how did you end up single for so long?" Today I'll be completely honest and share my whole story here. I hope everyone can understand, and please don't cyberbully or insult me, because these are all things from my younger days. Back when I was in school, around 14, 15, 16, 17, up until 18, I had a lot of male classmates who liked me. When I came home from school and opened my school bag, love letters would spill out everywhere. But at that time my family, relatives, and all the aunties told me, "You'll have plenty of chances in the future. Don't date while you're still a student because first love never works out." And so, my school-time romances were crushed before they could even begin. After I started working between the ages of 20 and 25, there were still plenty of guys pursuing me. But again, my relatives would tell me, "You have to keep your eyes open and find someone with good conditions. Marriage is about daily life, not love. Love can't be eaten as food. Remember, dating won't lead to anything good. There will always be someone better later." I listened to them because at that time I wasn't rebellious at all. I was a total mama's girl. Then before I knew it, I was between 30 and 35. That's when the blind dates started, and the suitors stopped coming. The boys who used to chase me were now married with kids in middle school. The matchmakers would introduce me to men, but they'd say I was fat, old, ugly, and even had white hair. At that time my relatives started telling me, "Don't set your standards too high. If you keep this up, you'll never find anyone. If it really doesn't work out, go back to the countryside and marry a farmer. Or find a pig farmer in the village. You two can raise pigs together, eat pork every day, wouldn't that be great?" That's when I realized I really couldn't find a partner anymore. From 35 to 40, whenever someone introduced me to a potential match, as soon as they heard I'd never been married, they assumed there must be something wrong with me, that I must be mentally ill or physically sick. Some didn't even want to meet me at all. And just like that, I became a 40-year-old leftover woman. As a seasoned older leftover woman, I really want to tell women around my age who are still unmarried, please don't think you're old. Don't think that just because you haven't gotten married yet your age is a problem. Don't listen to those online comments saying, "Your smallest problem is that you're old." Take me for example. I'm 35 and unmarried, but there are also plenty of 35-year-old unmarried men still looking for partners. Sure, they might not be looking for you or me, but for someone else. Still, it's often women our age. You think that while they mock us for being older, they're all dating 25 or 28-year-olds. No. Most of them are also going on blind dates with women in the same age range as us. Of course, deep down they may want to find someone younger, but come on, we're all ordinary people. Just because you want a certain type doesn't mean you'll get it. Some men say, older leftover women are old now, not young anymore. Can you even have children? But it's not because we're truly old. It's because they themselves are also not young anymore. They mostly just say this to bargain with us, to make us lower our standards, or to pressure us into settling. In reality, they might not even mean to insult us. Maybe they just don't have the wisdom to speak to what they see as our chicken soup for the soul mindset, so they try to scold us awake in the only way they know. But honestly, those men who spend all day online insulting women are anything but ordinary, and their insults are really nasty. Lastly, I just want to say, yes, we older single women are a bit picky because if we weren't, we wouldn't still be single now, right? So don't call yourselves ordinary, and make it sound like we're all dreaming of some tall, rich and handsome man. That's not the case. We're all just regular people, part of the same crowd, you and me. I'm 38 and unmarried. Today I suddenly realized that out of all my middle school classmates, university classmates, graduate school classmates, and colleagues from work, I'm the only one who has never been married. I used to always think, I need to focus on my career, I need to make money, I'll buy my own house and car. But later I found that my married classmates are driving much better cars than mine, and they didn't even have to pay for them themselves. I worked so hard sacrificing my youth just to buy a car worth barely over 200,000 yuan, and I still had to take out a loan. What exactly do I have to be proud of? Even those who are divorced have kids if they want kids, property and cars if they want property and cars. They still have a house, a car, assets, and an ex-husband who gives child support every month, plus some young guy hanging around them every day. What exactly have I been chasing all these years? I feel like my whole life has turned into a joke. A joke. A 41-year-old pure and adorable fairy on a blind date. At 41, this pure and cute little fairy went on a blind date, stating openly that she would only marry a tall, rich and handsome man with property and wealth. She hoped he would also have his own house and provide a more comfortable material life. She believed that with her beauty, only such a man would be worthy of her. To avoid being deceived by men, she even brought her best friend along to the blind date. The friend also placed high demands on the man, insisting that the house should be at least a 3-bedroom apartment, because in her view, for such a high-value little princess, a 2-bedroom apartment was simply not good enough. However, things took a turn neither expected. When they actually met the supposed tall, rich and handsome man, the two close friends suddenly turned against each other. Even the male guest became frustrated and said, "I'm not interested in either of them." To all the TV viewers out there, neither of them caught my eye. The woman's name is Lu Yu, 41 years old, from Chongqing, standing 1.6 meters tall. She currently works as a clothing sales assistant with a monthly income of around 3,000 yuan. Despite being over 40, Lu Yu's skin is smooth and delicate, almost like a 20-year-old girl. She claims her youthful looks are due to regularly eating beauty supplements. This wasn't her first time on a dating show. She had appeared twice before, but both times failed because the male guests didn't own a car. This time she came prepared, wearing a cute princess dress and bringing her best friend along to help. Her requirements for a partner, in her own words, were not too high. Must have a house and car. Must be at least 1.8 meters tall. Must be very handsome. Must be under 30 years old. Because in her view, her goddess-like beauty should never be wasted on an average-looking man. The show quickly matched her with Wang Xijie, a 25-year-old from Chongqing, 1.68 meters tall, working as a car salesman with a monthly income of around 6,000 yuan. While his height and income did not meet Lu Yu's expectations, he boldly claimed before the date that he was a well-known local rich second generation, who had many female celebrities chasing after him, and he was certain Lu Yu would fall in love at first sight. Before the meeting, Lu Yu's friend decided to investigate the man. She asked about his income and whether he had a mortgage. Upon learning he had a house and car, both with loans, she smiled with satisfaction. Her goal was to help Lu Yu find out the truth. But then her attitude suddenly changed. She told Lu Yu she wasn't fully convinced about him financially and advised caution. Still, the meeting went ahead with the friend staying by Lu Yu's side as part of the support team. Before Lu Yu could speak, her friend jumped in, stating that after having children, Lu Yu must stay home for 6 years without working, and asked the man if he minded. She added, "You probably wouldn't take care of the kids yourself, right?" The man asked why 6 years, to which the friend replied, "Because that's the most important period for a child." The man said he could support her financially but didn't want her to be without work for so long. The friend then demanded to visit his home, but he refused, saying it hadn't been cleaned yet. This made the friend angry, accusing him of being insincere, and even warning Lu Yu that such a man should never be tolerated. During lunch, the friend continued criticizing the man, even complaining about how disorganized he seemed earlier when moving between floors before arriving at the restaurant. She again urged Lu Yu to insist on visiting his home before making any decision. During the meal, Lu Yu began repeatedly questioning the man about his house, with the friend adding subtle provocations. Eventually, she pulled Lu Yu aside to highlight more of his flaws. But while Lu Yu was away in the restroom, the friend unexpectedly asked the man if he had any interest in her instead. The man awkwardly and politely declined. At the final choice segment of the show, the friend joined Lu Yu in verbally attacking the man once more. This time, the man lost patience and told the audience directly, "I'm not interested in either of them." The blind date ended in failure. Still, the friend reassured Lu Yu that as a rare beauty, she should only marry a true, tall, rich and handsome man. And so, what do you think of such a sweet and inseparable friendship?